If you're a successful self-employed professional or small business owner, the chances are you've got a strong income, but you've got this nagging feeling that you could be doing more with it. You've built up a profitable business, but when it comes to your personal finances and the finances of your business, there's just chaos, clutter, and maybe some confusion. But what if every dollar you earned had a job and you had a partner who made sure nothing important slipped through the cracks? I'm Matt Ryan, founder of Focus Mission Financial, and that's exactly what we do here at FMF. In the next 20-30 minutes, you'll discover our unique three-step framework that brings us a modern view on building wealth as a business owner. One that helps you move from feeling scattered and unsure to fully supported, confident, organized, optimized, and in control. In this video, I'm going to walk you through FMF's proven three-step process and show you how business owners I work with are saving tens of thousands in taxes, why most financial advice isn't built for entrepreneurs like you, and what it actually looks like to have a professional quarterbacking your financial life. If you're ready, let's dive in. First, here's the old broken model and why most business owners stay stuck. Let me paint this picture for you that I've seen over and over again. You've got maybe $300, $500, maybe even $1 million in business profit and that take-home pay, but you don't know what to do with it or how to make that money work for you once you have it. Right? Your CPA, maybe they're just filing your taxes, but you're missing out on tax strategy, tax planning, and most importantly, tax savings. Your money might be scattered across accounts, again, with no strategy. You know you are exposed to too much risk in certain areas, but you don't know how to cover it. Maybe you're DIYing your investments on Robinhood or wherever, or potentially not even investing at all. You're letting your old 401ks or other investment accounts just sit around and collect dust. And here's the kicker. You know you should be doing more, right? But doing the research is overwhelming. And honestly, you just don't have the time to figure all this stuff out yourself. Does any of this resonate? Are you nodding your head right now? And I get it. It's exactly why I created FMF's three-step process for getting organized and optimized. Now let's imagine a much better scenario. You have a clear plan. You know where every dollar is going and why. You're not scrambling to figure out how much to contribute to what account or when. You're told exactly what to do, when to do it, and as much as possible, things are just done for you. Your CPA files your taxes, but I work with them and give you the tax strategy that reduces those taxes before they're due. You're not making decisions in isolation. You have a partner who knows your whole financial picture and who helps you make the right decision for your unique life and business. You stop wondering, am I missing something? Because you know someone is watching and making sure nothing falls through the cracks. Look, success means different things to different people. Success with your finances is an ongoing process. It's how we optimize your life this year and next year and the year after that, which compounds on itself year after year. This is a planning first, proactive, and strategic financial partnership. You are not a one-size-fits-all PDF type of business owner. You need a living, breathing roadmap that evolves as your business and your life does. Imagine feeling confident, calm, and clear because someone is finally just handling it. But why trust me? I started Focus Mission Financial in 2022 because I saw a gap and a missing piece in how self-employed and business owners were being serviced in the financial industry. Too often, advisors offer generic solutions that don't account for the complexity and the unique challenges of being a business owner. So after a late night conversation with my wife where I was telling her all about my ideas that she'd heard 1,000 times, she looked at me and said, just shut up and do it. So I did. I built FMF around action, not just advice, around strategy and execution, not generic reports, around year-round partnership, not just annual check-ins. As a small business owner, husband, and parent myself, I understand the pressure you're under. You're thinking about the growth of your business, taking your kids to soccer practice, figuring out how to squeeze in a workout or two during the week, and all the other complexities of life. You don't also need more decisions to make. You need a partner who can take the reins. Here at FMF, this is what we do. Here is my three-step process that takes business owners like you from overwhelmed to organized and optimized. Okay, step one is discovery. We start with a deep dive. You basically get to unload your financial life. I want to see everything with a number on it. Bank accounts, investment statements, insurance documents, your estate plan, all of it. But I also want to ask you about what worries you have. What stresses you out? What are your goals and priorities? What are your hopes and dreams for the business and your family? We turn all those unknowns into a clear, comprehensive picture of your financial life. Step two is the game plan. You get a fully custom financial strategy, not a PDF with some generic advice, but a step-by-step execution plan tailored to your income, your business, your tax situation, and your long-term vision. And then we move to step 3, which is implementation. This is where most advisors just disappear. We aren't going to go away. We're going to handle as much as possible behind the scenes, become your accountability partner, coordinate with the other professionals on your personal financial team so that you can focus on running your business and living your life. Let's dive a little deeper into that process. Step 1 is where the fog lifts. Most clients walk into our discovery phase with a lot of uncertainty. Their business is growing, their income is solid, but their financial life feels like a junk drawer, which is why they hired a wealth manager and financial planner in the first place, and they just don't know what to expect, right? It's new. But by the end of this phase, most clients are saying things like, I didn't realize how much this was weighing on me. I finally feel like someone sees the full picture. This is the first time I've talked out loud about my goals and had someone actually listen to them other than my spouse. This step in the process isn't just about collecting statements and setting up accounts. Yes, we do those things, but we're also creating a space for you to dream, to reflect, and to finally feel like you will have a plan in place. Through this discovery phase, your stress levels go down, down, and down. Most business owners I work with are used to operating solo or without a partner, where feedback or direction can be hard to come by. They may be making big money moves with business or personally, but with zero outside perspective. And that takes a toll. In this phase, we are pulling everything out of that mental junk drawer. The investments, savings, debts, insurance, estate planning, your entity structure, your retirement plan options, your goals, your fears, your questions, all of it. And we spread it out on the table with zero judgment. And then I ask you, if money wasn't a constraint, what would your life look like in 5 to 10 years? What's your ideal scenario? How do you envision your life over that next 5 to 10 years or even longer? Maybe you're looking out towards retirement. These questions start a powerful shift because now we're not just responding to life. We are designing what we want our lives to look like. Okay, it's turning the lights on in that cluttered attic and you suddenly see what's valuable, what's outdated, and what needs to be repackaged with a purpose. Now, once you've outlined your ideal scenario, I help reverse engineer the numbers. Do you want to take a month off each summer? Do you want to retire early at 55 or transition your business to a new owner? Do you want to grow your wealth while still giving generously? Well, we translate those goals into targets. How much do you need? What's the timeline? What financial levers need to be pulled in order to get you there? Now, it's not guesswork. It's a plan that you can follow and adjust along the way. Let me tell you about Alex. He's a consultant here in San Diego, made just over $900,000 last year when he came on board. He is absolutely brilliant at what he does, but his finances were a complete mess, to put it lightly. Sorry, Alex. He had cash sitting in 8 different accounts, 3 old 401ks from previous employers. He had a Robinhood account, Schwab account, a Merrill account, no estate plan, hadn't done an insurance review in 10 years, just zero direction, okay? He came to me feeling overwhelmed. He knew he should be doing something to manage all that he had, but it was daunting to him to tackle this all by himself. He also just didn't know where to start or what the priorities should be. In our first meeting, I asked him, why'd you reach out to a wealth manager at this point in your life? And he said, I'm just stressed knowing that something should get done, that it wasn't getting done, and that I haven't done anything about it in 10 years, and I don't want to go another 10 years without doing things the right way with my money. So we got to work. He literally sent me a file with everything financially related to him personally and his business. And for the first time, he was able to see everything going on in his financial life, all organized and laid out for him. By the end of the discovery phase, he said, this has already been worth it. And I'm so glad I made this decision. This was before I even made a recommendation. This was just getting him organized with all the moving pieces that he had going on. So please, do not wait 10 years like Alex did. The discovery phase is about turning unknowns into knowns. It's about taking your stress, your scattered info, and all your ambitious goals and building the foundation for which we can then build a strategy that reflects your life. From here, we move on to step 2, which is the game plan, where we'll take all this newfound clarity and turn it into a personalized roadmap with clear recommendations, priorities, and timelines for implementation. You'll know what to do, and more importantly, you'll know it's getting done. So now that we've cleared up the fog, it's time to build the path forward. This is where the magic happens and the recommendations are made. We're going to take everything from discovery, your goals, assets, income, and those gaps that we found and turn it into a personalized financial roadmap built around you, your business, your lifestyle, and your timeline. And this plan isn't static. It evolves with you as life changes, tax law changes, your business grows, your goals shift. We'll revisit it together on an ongoing basis and adjust what needs adjusting. That way, nothing falls behind and everything keeps moving forward as it should. Once I've done my analysis and made the recommendations to optimize your financial life, our first strategic move is to prioritize. So together, we're going to discuss the recommendations and identify your top financial priorities for, say, the next 6 to 12 months. For many of my new clients, these priorities look something like getting your investment accounts dialed in, getting the right types of insurance in place, implementing a solo 401k, a defined benefit plan, or some other kind of retirement plan, maybe getting your estate plan in place, maybe establishing a 529 plan for your children's future education costs. It really depends on what's most important to you, but each of these top priorities is going to move the needle significantly by either earning you more money, saving more money, reducing risk, or protecting what you've worked so hard to build. And most importantly, we give each one a deadline. We build in accountability and follow up until it's done. One client told me that they had been putting this financial stuff off for so long, and we got more done in the first 3 months working together than they had over the past decade. That's the whole point. Now, let me tell you about the levers of growth. Let's be honest, without a system, this stuff just never happens. You're busy, you're running your business, so you push the financial strategy to the bottom of your list, quarter after quarter, and that's completely normal. But it's also expensive. Every day that you delay, you miss tax savings opportunities, your portfolio drifts out of alignment, your business becomes more exposed from a liability standpoint. When we build out your plan, we also build in the structure to follow through. I'm not just your strategist, I'm your accountability partner. And that means I'll follow up, and yes, I might be a bit annoying, but we're gonna get it done. I'll set reminders, I'll chase paperwork, and I'll keep everything moving forward. Think of it like hiring a trainer at the gym. You don't show up because you're motivated. You show up because someone's waiting for you to make sure you do what you say you're gonna do. The structure provides momentum. And that's another piece of what this process is all about. It's the financial accountability that drives real results. Because when things get done, your money starts working for you. And that compounding value of that over 5, 10, 20 years down the road is enormous. Let me tell you about Mark. He owns a law firm here in Southern California and was making $600K plus a year, but he just had no time. He had tons of cash piling up in his business and personal accounts. He had old retirement accounts hanging out around from previous employers. He had no estate plan, even though he had 2 kids. And he told me, I know this stuff matters, but I just don't have the bandwidth. So we made a plan and we said we're going to do a few things. We're going to move $500,000 into his investment account along with reworking his business's retirement plan so he could increase his contributions and reduce his taxes. We're going to get him new life insurance in place to meet his needs now that he has kids. He's going to draft an estate plan with the help of an attorney. He's going to shift his business to an S Corp and rework his salary for tax savings. I told him, I might be a little annoying, but this stuff matters. It's going to move the needle and we're going to get it done. He laughed, thanked me 3 months later when we literally did all of it and it was all done. As a business owner, husband, and dad myself, I get it. There's always more to do. I don't want to chase down payroll tasks or my E&O insurance updates either, but these things have to get done. So the question is, will you spend hours researching and piecing it all together yourself? Or will you bring in an expert who does this all day, every day? As Dan Martell says, buying back your time. All right, back to the process here. In step 1, we took a look at everything and we pulled it all out of the drawer. In step 2, we sorted it, assigned it, and built a plan to help you move forward with confidence. Now you have a strategic roadmap tailored to your financial life. From here, we move on to step 3, which is implementation, where we start taking action. And this is where your financial life gets executed with precision. So let's dive into step number 3. So step 3, implementation. At this step, in this phase, your custom roadmap is in motion. Accounts are getting set up, deadlines are being tracked, tax strategies are being implemented, and you are sitting back and approving things when necessary. Here's what life feels like at this stage. You have real concrete answers, not just questions. You've stopped wondering if something is falling through the cracks or if you're not doing enough. You have someone to text, email, call when something changes. You feel supported. educated, and in control without having to do it all. One client recently told me, it's like I finally handed over this stressful piece of my life and I'm able to focus on other things without having to worry about all that money stuff. And I think one of the reasons why this client said that is I'm such a stickler for relentless follow through. This is where most advisors disappear, but that's just not me. Behind the scenes, I'm tracking your action items, my action items, deadlines that we set together, and making sure this stuff gets done. Every client gets a clear timeline of what's happening and when. If something is stuck, you're going to hear from me. You might even get tired of hearing from me, especially at the beginning when we're sorting all this stuff out, but that's just too bad. That's how it is. Follow through and making smart financial decisions builds wealth. This isn't about planning and ghosting. It's about ongoing support and evolution. Life evolves, markets shift, laws change, and your financial strategy should too. Here's what ongoing support looks like at FMF in this implementation phase. There's 2 structure meetings a year where we revisit goals, we evaluate tax strategies, look at the portfolio. These generally happen in the spring and fall. And there's unlimited email access and phone calls when you've got questions and decisions to make. There's proactive outreach on our end when there's something that you need to know, something changes, maybe in the tax code. I'm staying up to date on all this so that you don't have to, and we'll reach out if there's a major change that affects you. There's quarterly performance updates and portfolio updates. There's custom content like newsletters, market notes, educational videos, written or spoken in plain English, so you always feel informed. You're not just getting advice once a year. You're getting a partner, one who actually knows your name, your business, and your goals. And what do you do when life changes? Well, let's talk about that and how this works in real life when things are moving fast and decisions a lot of times can't wait. I'm going to give you a brief story about Steven and Alexa. I've been working with them for a few years now, and they're both thriving in their careers. And last year they found out they were going to be parents of twins. And like so many new parents, they had no idea where to start financially once they found out. They were so stoked to be having the kids that they've wanted for so long, but it switches up the game plan and their priorities. So as soon as they told me this, it was back to the drawing board to revisit their current plan that they had in place. After reviewing the plan, here's a brief rundown of all the things that needed to happen. They needed to get some additional life insurance in place. They needed to make sure an adjustment to their estate plan was made to update the guardians of their future children if anything were to happen to them. They needed to set up a 529 college savings account for each kiddo. And we reviewed their cash flow and the impact of Steven potentially taking a year or 2 off of work to be with the kids. And within a week, they had their meeting with their estate planner on the schedule. Within a month, they had their life insurance policies in place. We decided on game plan for their 529 plans for the twins. And all of this was knocked out before the twins arrived so that they could focus on them and not lose any more sleep than they already were over what should be taken care of on the financial front. Steven later told me after the kids were born, thank you for pushing us on those things and helping us get everything done before the kids were born. We would have been even more underwater. And that's the kind of accountability that most advisors don't provide. It's exactly what you need when life gets busy is someone to push you on the things that are most important. Step 3, the implementation, should feel like the serene calm after the storm. By this stage, you're no longer reacting. You're no longer wondering if you're doing the right things. You have a plan, you have support, and you have someone taking care of it so that you can focus on your business, on your family, and in your life. You know your money's working for you, not just sitting idle or slipping through the cracks. And perhaps the best of all is you're not carrying this weight all alone anymore. So ask yourself, what would it feel like to finally stop wondering if you're doing it all right with your money? And know with certainty that you are doing it right. What are you tolerating financially right now that you know is costing you, but you've been too busy to fix? How much more energy could you bring to your business or your family if you weren't quietly carrying the weight of this unorganized financial life? Here's what it actually takes to go from financially reactive to proactive while being strategically aligned to your priorities and feeling fully supported. FMF's 3-step process for getting organized and optimized is that roadmap for you. The first step, discovery, is getting clear on where you're at and where you want to go. Step 2 is the game plan, building a personalized strategy that connects your money to your goals. And step 3 is implementation. It's executed with precision. There's follow through. You feel fully supported. You don't need to guess. You don't need to figure it all out alone. You just need to decide, are you going to keep carrying this or are you ready to hand it off? You came here for a reason. You know something needs to change. You've built a business and a life, but now it's time to build a financial system that supports it. That starts by being radically honest about two things: where you are right now and where do you actually want to go. From there, you need a partner who knows what to look for, what's missing, and how to fix it, to plan, to implement, and to help you stay on track. That's the work, and that's what we do together. If this resonated with you, if you're nodding along thinking, yes, this is what I've been missing, then here's what to do next. Book a free initial strategy call with me. It's a one-on-one call designed to help you get clear on your next best move. We're going to look at where your financial life stands today, what's working and what might be falling through the cracks, whether FMF's three-step process is the right fit for you, and whether or not we work together. My goal on this call is to give you at least one or two actionable items that you can walk away with that gives you a bit more clarity or insight in direction than you came in with. Every quarter you delay is a quarter of missed opportunities. Tax strategy is not implemented. Investment portfolio is drifting aimlessly or going unchecked. Money is sitting idle when it could be working for you. Taking action could mean thousands saved this year alone, and more peace of mind starting now. This is for you if you're a self-employed or small business owner, earning $300,000 to $1 million in net profit, sitting on $500,000 plus in cash or investments. If you're ready to delegate to a proactive wealth manager who knows what they're doing, and you're looking to optimize, not just maintain the status quo. If you're looking for clarity, relief, and real financial momentum. And this is not for you if you want to manage your own investments, if you're not ready to take action, if you just want a one-time financial plan, if you prefer generic advice or DIY solutions over hands-on partnership, and if you're not open to a long-term working relationship with ongoing implementation. Let me leave you with this. You've built something great. Now let's make sure your money reflects that. If you're ready for some clarity, some strategy, and some real follow-through, click below to book your initial strategy call with me. We'll explore if this framework is the right fit for you, and even if it's not, you'll still walk away with more clarity than you came in with.